What's up, guys? Welcome to the Talk Gaming Podcast. We are back. I'm here with the Seventh Sword. On there.
Yeah.
He's over there.
And you're over there.
Yeah, I'm over there. I'm over here.
Yeah.
So we wanted to recap some big things that have been going on in the gaming world. There's a lot of news to cover. Some good, some bad. Right now, I mean, the biggest thing, the biggest elephant in the room that we've been talking about, we were trying to save our discussion for this podcast, was talking about how the video game industry is under attack. The violent video games.
Oh, the violent video games.
Yeah, violent video games are under attack. The video game industry as a whole is under attack. So what's your take on that?
I mean, I feel like we're going back to the 90s when it was really popular to do this, and now it's just, it seems to me that it's always just going to be the go-to scapegoat. Forget about the human history, forget about, the human race as a whole, that we've committed violent acts as a species through the generations, thousands and thousands and thousands of years. All of that is video games, apparently. I don't know how many studies have to come out showing no correlation between people becoming violent and playing video games. People are just inherently violent, and that's just who they were. That's just what they did. A video game was not going to stop that from happening.
It's part of the 1%. Maybe it's even less than 1%. Everyone wants to change everything for the 99% because 1% of people do shitty things. And it's one of those things where, like you said, it's been under attack since the test of time, since video games were a thing. But I've looked at some stats, and we could probably pull some up on the screen here. But there are some stats saying that through 1995, when video games were at their most prominent, they're starting to become main household item. Sales by the millions were going up, and then sales or crime, video game related violence was actually going down. Gun related violence was actually decreasing throughout those years from 1995 all the way to, I think it was 2015.
Yeah, because that's when a lot of laws were implemented where there was like a zero tolerance on crime, and that's what happened.
Right, it's really cool though seeing that. Obviously you and I agree, video games don't cause violence. I think 99.999% of people visiting this channel, watching this podcast, agree video games do not cause violence. But it's really cool to see some of the big industry figures like Jeff Keighley, president and CEOs from Xbox, like Phil Spencer and all them speaking up against video game violence, and the politicians that are saying this. And it was really cool, actually. Reggie Fils-Aime, I don't know if you saw it, he posted on Twitter. He just dropped a bomb like Reggie always does, where he said, the facts are the facts, and he posted a graph that showed video game revenue. I'm looking at it right now. We'll pull it up on the screen here so you guys can see it. But it showed video game revenue. It showed South Korea, China, USA, United Kingdom. All those four were the main ones. South Korea, China, USA were past the 100, I believe it was $1 billion mark. But USA's violent gun deaths per 100,000 people in 2017 were skyrocketed past South Korea and China, who had significantly more video game revenue than we did. And then obviously all the other countries were significantly less violent gun deaths with just the same, if not more, video game revenue. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Right.
It's really cool to see everyone band together, but at the same time, it's scary because it's like, what comes next?
Well, so I mean, realistically, they're just using video games as a scapegoat because they don't know how to solve the problem of the public shooting epidemic in this country. So
yeah, I think it's. I mean, some people who are, if you're on the Facebook group for Talk Gaming, which by the way you can find in the link below. If you're in the Facebook group, you saw me posting about this earlier a few days ago. I was saying that people are using it, like you said, as a scapegoat. It's just at the end of the day, right now, this is all just a giant. There's just a giant lack of accountability among the people in this country. And a lack of personal responsibility. People do dumb things, think dumb things happen. People do shitty things, and then we want to point a finger and find someone to blame instead of just realizing people do shitty things. People do dumb things. It's gonna happen. It won't be the last time. No, if you take away guns, if you take away violent video games, it's still gonna happen. Like, people just do shitty things, but it's the media glorifying this stuff that's blowing it completely out of proportion. Like, I mean, the stats show, you can look this up on CDC, the stats show that I'm getting political here, I'm going to try not to, but because we try to keep this apolitical, but violent crimes caused by guns are significantly less in the U.S. than in other third world countries that have strict gun control laws, and that's a fact. You can look that up. So, without getting too political, I'll leave it there. But I mean, that's my viewpoint on it.
Right.
What about you?
Well, I mean, I agree with what you said in terms of you can take away anything, and you can take away every possible way to harm someone ever. You can outlaw plastic knives, plastic spoons, guns. You can outlaw anything, and people will still use their hands if they want to. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, you can't. People are going to be evil, and what we have to do is we have to figure out a way to recognize that and intervene before the act happens. That's what we have to do. Not blaming video games on the whole thing. We have to actually find the root of these problems, and we have to intervene before they happen. That's what we have to do.
People want the quick route. They want to point it out and find something wrong, immediately. People need an immediate answer, instant gratification, and just unfortunately video games is just the thing in the crosshairs, because especially if you watch these politicians get interviewed about violent video games, and like the governor of Texas that was being interviewed, he's so out of touch with the video game industry and what it's about that he was just he's taking a shot in the dark, and it's so obvious. And it's like I was facepalming the whole time. I was like, this guy has no idea. He's so out of touch with the video game world. He's got no idea what's going on. And these are the people that are trying to propose laws to regulate violent video games, and I think it's just ridiculous. It's what's even funnier too is that there's been dozens and dozens and dozens, maybe hundreds of studies done on violent video games, if they cause violence or not. And there were 0 studies that came back conclusive saying that video games cause violence, but a significant amount of studies saying that video games do not cause violence.
Right.
But yet they're still painting it as, well, we don't know for sure, but we think it does, and that's enough to regulate gaming. Like, that's where they're going now. So
if they're going to say that,
it doesn't make any sense.
And if they're going to point to video games, then what about art? What about movies? What about TV shows? What about music? There are songs out there that are played for children, and then you listen to the lyrics and you're like, whoa, that's an overtly sexual song, or whoa, that's an overtly violent song. And the kid's just singing along to it. What about those? I mean, if you're going to call into question video games, you're going to have to call into question every form of media entertainment ever, and that's just not going to happen.
And you know what's funny about that too is that ESPN was going to host it was like a competition for Apex Legends, the battle royale game.
Yeah.
They were going to host a competition for Apex Legends on ESPN, and because of this whole thing happening and this whole attack on video games now, what they did was they removed that from their schedule and they canceled it. And instead, they were hosting something else that is nothing video game related. But they canceled it because of that. And they really issued a statement saying they're canceling it because of that. But the funny thing is that just on the other channel, if you flip to BBC, they're playing Rambo 3. So just on another channel, they're playing Rambo 3, which, if anything, glorifies violence more than video games ever has. And I thought that was just hilarious when I heard about that. I was like, everyone is so up in arms about something they're so ignorant about. And it's not everyone, dude. It's the louder vocal minority. It's the politicians who can get on the news, not the hundreds of thousands and millions of gamers that can speak up, against that. So
yeah, exactly.
And the thing is, it's scary is that we all know it's not the issue. There's a majority that knows it's not the issue, but it's the fact that because these louder mouths are able to get on the news and talk about it and make legislation, things like that, there could be ramifications, which is sad, and I think that would piss a lot of people off. It's one of those things where we sit around going, nothing's gonna happen, but at this point, right now, at this juncture, it very well could. So we'll see where that goes.
Yeah, that is actually very, very concerning, because again, like you said, we know that that's not the issue. They're just scapegoating the video games because they don't know what the issue is, or they don't want to actually put in the time and the effort to solve those real problems. They just want to point to video games like, there, fixed it. Vote for me, 2020. I'm the best.
Vote for me. Gotta sway them votes. But what's funny though, to transition to a different subject that's less headache bearing, like it looks like you're getting. It looks like you and I are in two different countries, because it's light on your end and dark on my end.
Yeah.
But that's just because it's like almost black outside, and it's what, 4:45 p.m. over here. You're an hour behind. It's like black outside.
You got like a
it's
storm,
a massive
right?
thunderstorm.
Yeah.
It's a massive thunderstorm. So.
Thunderstorm.
So the next thing I wanted to talk about, and I brought this up to you, and you didn't know anything about it, so I was like, we'll save it for the podcast.
Yeah, I didn't do any research on it, so I'm just gonna.
Okay.
I want to hear it.
So there's a YouTuber named Samato, and what he did was he's a huge YouTuber. Like, he's not huge. He's got just over 100,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel. It's a relatively medium-sized channel. It was growing pretty quickly, but for the last 7-8 years, he's been doing a lot of coverage on Borderlands 1 and 2. Just a lot of walkthrough Let's Plays. His coverage was centered around Borderlands, like his whole channel. So, naturally, he's been looking into Borderlands 3, trying to get a hold of some leaks and things like that. And so what he did was him and a couple other people were scouting around on on the Discord for Borderlands 3, and they noticed there was some code. There was some code written in there. So they went to Twitch, and they thought it was like a hunt, kind of like an Easter egg hunt, like Cyberpunk's been doing.
Right.
You code here, and it leads to something, right? So they followed this code. They followed this breadcrumb trail all the way to Twitch, and they found a couple hidden channels with just a bunch of gibberish. Like the channels were just named XWETY. Like it looked like somebody just like smashed the keyboard, and that was it. And they figured they were just kind of spam channels or something like that. So they subscribed to him anyway. Just because they kept their eye on him, they bookmarked him just in case they led to something, because they thought it was part of like the scavenger hunt. So what happened was those ended up being test channels for 2K and Take-Two that they were using for Borderlands 3. So what they did was they obviously weren't able to get in because they were private channels. But if you ever watch Twitch, the Twitch thumbnail updates periodically based on what's going on with actual screenshots of the game. So they were able to watch that channel, take multiple screenshots from that thumbnail, and they were able to decipher some things that were going on. They didn't get a ton of news out of it, but they got some, a couple hint, the drops or a couple, ideas from it of, speculative stuff that might be in the game. And he made a YouTube video about it. So, and he posted it around on his Discord channel saying like, oh yeah, this is some news that we were able to see from this private channel, yada, 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 right? So Take-Two Interactive found out. Take-Two Interactive is, the publisher for GTA as well, well as, Borderlands series. And they found out, and what they did was they hired private goons, 2 private investigators, to show up at this guy's house and basically interrogate him about it. They walked into his house, and they were asking him questions like, where did you get this information? How did you get in here? What did you do? This and this and that. And they said that if you don't remove everything from your channel, we're going to basically delete you from existence. So what happened was they ended up, as soon as those private investigators left, they struck his Discord channel down. So his Discord channel, they deleted it. They got it flagged for selling falsified information, things like that.
Wow.
Yeah, they flagged it. They issued 7 DMCA takedowns on his YouTube channel. And then, they were basically burning him to the ground.
Yeah, but honestly, they're going to do the exact opposite by doing that.
But, well, what happened? Yeah, exactly. What happened was, so he ended up actually releasing a video statement on it after the DMCA stuff happened. Well, basically what happened was he realized like I should probably back off. He was terrified, so he stopped just kind of covering it after a while. And so Take-Two removed 6 of the DMCA strikes and left 1 there, because if you get 2 in a certain period of time, what is it, a year, you get your whole channel demonetized, taken out.
So they just left 1 there so they could easily.
So they left 1 there as a warning, right? Which I think is a warning. And then when he made a video about it, went public about what happened, they did the same. They struck over 60 of his videos after that.
Oh,
so now his channel will be removed within the next week. And I thought that was pretty wild because, it's a huge he said, she said thing. Obviously, Take-Two went to IGN and wrote a statement through IGN, who's obviously clearly going to defend the publisher. Anybody who knows our stance on IGN, GameSpot knows that they don't take the player's side; they take the publisher's side. So they issued a statement saying that he paid for that information. He was leaking it out and asking for money for it, things like that. That's not proven, but at the same time, even if it was, sending a couple of private goons to somebody's house, based on some information that they lazily put up, that they made that YouTube channel. That's completely their fault. All he was doing was reporting what he found.
No, hold on, let me interject here really quick.
Sure.
So based off of what you've told me now, and if the situation was he legitimately just found a link or found code that led to a Twitch channel, even if it's a private channel or not, if it's still up on the internet, it is public.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was laziness
it is up there
by their end.
And that, yeah, exactly. If they really want to do a private, because they were probably trying to privately stream it or see if they could. I don't know. Why even do that? That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. It's like a private test server.
But if you post a private picture to Facebook, I'm sorry, it's not private. You know what I mean?
No, it's not.
You post the second you post anything on the internet, anybody can take it. So and report on it. He wasn't saying I made Borderlands. He wasn't saying he was just posting screenshots from a Twitch channel that was officially created by the Borderlands publishers and developers.
Yep.
They were
so because
lazy.
of their misstep, because of their lazy misstep,
They have
he's
every
being
right to ask
punished,
him
and
to stop, but not by sending private goons. They should have contacted him formally and requested a meeting, or came to his house as like, you know, like businessmen should have come to his house and like actually just had a discussion with him. Like, look, you found
or just
this.
call them, reach out to him, and you know, message him, be like, hey, you know, like you're saying, we found out about this. You know, pay him off or whatever. You know,
No,
if
or
that's the
say,
case.
hey,
But
you
I
know what?
think
Stop reporting on this now. If you agree to that, we'll give you 1 week early footage of the game. Boom, for your channel.
Yeah. It could have been handled in a better way. Whether he, because they're saying that he was, because in order to sign up for his Discord channel, like many YouTubers do, you gotta pay. It's a $5 subscription, right? And then you get access to the Discord channel. They're claiming that he was using that as leverage. Like, hey, I have this exclusive Borderlands info in my Discord, but you gotta pay $5. You know, so they're using that. They're kind of working their way around the terms of service for Discord to try to get to strike his videos down, to strike his Discord channel down, saying that he was using that as leverage to get people to subscribe to his channel.
He should have just given it. He should have just given it away for free, and he would be fine. I mean, he started.
So there's that fine line, and he could have been doing that. This whole story's not out yet, but at the same time, sending 2 private goons, you know, to somebody's house to interrogate him, you know, and threaten him is out of character. It's so insane that they would do it. That's the first time. They actually happened in 2015 to a modder. He was making, I forgot his name, but he was making a mod for GTA called 5M, and it was it was something that he was putting together himself that he was going to release, and Take-Two did the same thing. They sent some goons over to his house, and the same thing happened, same exact thing.
Wow.
So, and it's just scary that the corporations have that much power, that much leverage now. You know, to be able to do stuff like that. Like, where's the line? You know, and they cross the line.
They definitely crossed.
So I thought that was pretty crazy.
I mean, even if he was, they were acting like they were the mafia, then sending 2 like hitmen to his house and be like, they were trying to intimidate him. That's crazy. You know, like they're like the FBI. It's like it's Borderlands 3. Okay, it's Borderlands 3.
Yeah, it's Borderlands 3. It's a game. So my knee-jerk reaction obviously is to defend the YouTuber. But at the same time, it's like, I mean,
you gotta wait for more information, though. I want to hear the whole thing. Like that's another thing that a lot of people do nowadays is they hear a snippet of something before it's all been investigated, before all the information is out, and they report right away and they say this is the definitive fact, and then, you know, like 2 weeks later you realize actually it's the opposite of that. So
yep.
I mean, again, like I agree with you. Like I would want to defend the YouTuber, but at the same time, waiting to hear everything and find out the whole story. But I mean, it still sounds like a ridiculous story either way, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. That's crossing the line for sure. There could have been a better way they could have handled it that makes their product look better, because a lot of people now are, you know, the hashtag boycott Borderlands forever, or I think it was boycott Borderlands forever, just maybe boycott Borderlands, is going around everywhere now, you know? And because of that reaction that people have, you know, with what happened, that's why they're striking the shit out of his videos and trying to, you know, destroy him, basically.
Well, all he has to do now is create a new YouTube channel, and people will probably subscribe to him because he can link it to the boycott or to the taken down channel.
If they let him. Yeah, I don't know what policy on that is.
I mean, I don't think they can stop him from making a new channel. They can only
take
take down that one. They can't, if he creates a new one, they can't apply the copyrights to that new channel unless he uses that same material again. Yeah,
and so now he's saying that he's going to step away from YouTube for several months, you know, content creating for a while. So we'll see. It kind of sucks. You know,
I think he should actually
if that's the case,
he should capitalize on it. He shouldn't take a break. He should go full force.
That's the thing. That's what I said, and I feel like that's what most people would do. But the fact that he's just willing to just drop everything like that and just disappear kind of looks shady. You know, it kind of looks like there's a little bit more to the story. So I'm waiting to hear more about it before, you know, make a judgment call. And a lot of people are like, oh, don't buy Borderlands 3, don't buy Borderlands 3. But what we got to understand is that, and this is like a message to everyone out there who's listening, but don't take this out on Borderlands 3. There's enough drama behind Borderlands 3, but this is an action made by Take-Two Interactive, who's the publisher for Gearbox, who's making Borderlands 3. This isn't a call that we know of by Gearbox. Yeah. So I don't think we should punish Gearbox for
that's another thing that happens a lot. People want to boycott a business because they find out an investor they don't agree with supports the company or something like that. But then you not supporting that company isn't hurting the investor. It's hurting the janitor. It's hurting the customer service representative. It's hurting the person that your personal trainer, whatever the business is, the Jamba Juice person. I don't know. It's hurting like the boots on the ground people. It's not hurting the one random investor who invests their money in probably every business in some sort of economy package. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because the publisher for video games is just like a record label, you know?
Right.
If the record label does something stupid, you know, or it has a stupid statement come out or whatever, you don't blame the band. band, that's signed to the record label. You don't not go out and buy their CDs, their hard work, because of what their label said or their stance on something, right?
Exactly.
It's the same concept. So that's my message. Like, don't boycott Borderlands 3 until you know more information, because we don't want to put the blame on the game.
No, if anything,
on Gearbox,
if anything, like you have to call more attention to 2K's practices as a company. Mm-hmm. That's what should be called into action.
And that's something that it's a crazy sensitive time with all the video game violence attacks and this stuff. There's just so much drama going around. It's insane.
There's so much drama going on in general.
I know. I feel like there's a line where that AAA gaming's crossing slowly, and it's getting to the end where it's gonna crash. Something bad is gonna happen because these companies right now are scrambling because of the loot box laws. Did you see that Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo said that they're gonna require publishers to companies, devs, to put the actual drop rates on their gearboxes now. They have to put them on the screen for you to see now.
It's gambling because you're paying to get you don't know what. It's like it's the same kind of concept with buying like card packets and stuff. You never know what card you're gonna get, and that's ridiculous. That's so ridiculous to me that you're paying for a chance to get the thing you want.
Yep. So I think that's a small step, and there could be more steps. I don't think there's going to be anything drastic, but I think it's a small step. But these developers are quaking in their boots now because they got to make all these changes, and the whole industry in general is a shit show. It's kind of under attack. I'm hoping it changes for the better, but we'll have to see where it goes. I mean, we can't predict the future. But
we
but
can't.
I mean, on a happier note, I've been playing a lot of Witcher 3.
Yeah. On
Got
what,
back
PC,
into it.
Switch, what?
PC, Rich.
Did you download the Instant Cast mod?
No, because I don't want to do it with mods. I want to play it how it was. Because I know the mod. Bob was telling me about the mod.
And you told me about the mod honestly, before. No, but I played that game all the way through the first time with that mod because it just makes the game that much better. It's worth it.
I don't know. I gotta get Nexus again, and I just don't want to go through all that.
You don't have to get it. No, you don't have to get Nexus. It's one mod. You can just copy and paste it into the mod folder. That's it.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll look into it then.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have an issue with how it is now. Like, I like to break up the combat for a sec to change. Figure out which signal I want to do.
As long as you're having fun. If you're having fun, that's all that matters.
Yeah. Well, to anybody. I mean, for anybody who doesn't know, like the reason I'm all hyped about Witcher 3 now, 3-4 years later, is that when that game first came out, I was working extremely hard. I was building a business, and so I was working like 80 hours a week minimum. Overtime. Yep, I was working every day of the week, 7 days a week. So when that game came out, everyone knows if you played it, it's so overwhelming. There's so much shit to do in that game. Question marks everywhere all over the map. There's side quests everywhere. There's contracts. There's just so much in that game, and I didn't have the mental capacity at that time to designate attention to that game, and fully finish it. So I started it 3 different times before this 4th playthrough and got very close to the end. I got to the point where I forgot what it's called, but you the last time I played it, you take a boat or something to like a whole another island. Yeah, something like that. Spoiler, but
no, that's like halfway.
Yeah, it's like halfway. So I got pretty far in, like maybe 20 hours or so.
Especially if you count the DLC. The DLC.
Yeah. And then I couldn't, I just couldn't remember anything because I kept, I was playing that game for like maybe an hour a week, and it's just a game that you really got to sit down when you have some time and just put some time into. And now that I have more time, I've been like getting into it. And I was talking to some people, and they're like, "Well, why don't you just power through the main quest and ignore the side quest?" But since I have more time,
not with Witcher 3.
I'm doing everything.
Witcher 3, the side quests are as good as, if not some of them better than like the main quests.
No, I agree 100%. And now I have more time, so I'm doing everything. I'm absorbing everything. And I love the different side quests. I love the different lore they have, like the Bloody Baron. That's one of my favorite quests. I've done that one every time.
God, yeah.
With the botchling, how that becomes a botchling, and that whole lore behind what happens when stuff like that happens. But it's just really cool, and I like how it all links to the main story, and just how much time CD Projekt Red put in. And one of the biggest reasons I'm going through this, and I will be getting their DLC packs, by the way.
Yes.
The reason I'm going through it is because I like CD Projekt Red is one of the most respected developers right now because they're extremely pro-consumer, and they're doing what they do, I think, for the gamers. At least that's what it looks like. We'll see when CD Projekt Red when Cyberpunk comes out. But
I don't see microtransactions and loot boxes being in that game. But
they said there won't be any. No pre-order bonuses, none of that shit.
They'll have probably DLC like they did with this one, but they're gonna make the DLC after the game and release it.
Now here's segment number 3. It's a very short segment. It won't even be a segment. But there's a difference between microtransactions and slash DLC and expansion packs. So you remember when it used to be called expansion packs?
Yeah.
Because you get several hours of content for one price, $15, $20.
Right.
Now you get 3 hours of content for $10, and then you get a gun or a red dot sight in Call of Duty for $1 or a happy face reticle for $2. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So there's a big difference. But
Season
they're doing
pass.
expansion packs. They're adding on to a finished game, not selling you a half finished game.
And
the
DLC for Witcher 3, the expansion pass, is, I mean, it's comparable to its own game.
Yeah, that's what I heard. They said it's like a full standalone.
Right.
Game,
like Iceborne is an expansion from Capcom.
Monster Hunter?
Yeah, Monster Hunter, and that's basically they said it's comparable to the original game in terms of.
Is that a standalone sale?
No, I think you need Monster Hunter World to play it.
Because I was gonna say if it is,
let's
look it up. I'm gonna look it up. So I was gonna say if it is, I'll hop on PS4. We could do some streams.
Because I'm pretty sure that, but Monster Hunter World is only like $20 now, so you're gonna get the whole thing for $60 anyway.
Oh, but you're also way ahead of me. But we'll see.
Well, yeah, I'm way ahead of you. But I think I think you have to beat the campaign of Monster Hunter World to access Iceborne, or Hunter rank 15, I think is what it is, which is beating Monster Hunter World.
Okay, yeah, we'll see. But anyways, my last topic that I had was it's a standalone. You can buy it separately. It's pretty cool.
You can buy it separately?
Yeah, it's a standalone, completely standalone.
That's what it says?
Yep.
So then you can create a new hunter in Iceborne? That's interesting.
Yep. It's a complete standalone. That's pretty cool. But yeah, so the last thing I had was Call of Duty Modern Warfare is making waves, for better or for worse. Warfighter. Modern Warfighter. That's a trademark infringement because Medal of Honor's last game was Warfighter. That tanked. But so Monster Hunter. God, you got me on Monster Hunter now. Let me close this. So
wait. Real quick, Medal of Honor. Wasn't that didn't the people who made Battlefield actually pick up Medal of Honor? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably why. They probably tanked it on purpose.
Probably, yeah.
They didn't want to compete with their own IP. They bought it, they made a bad game, and they're like, well, I guess you guys have to get Battlefield.
Sorry. Yep. But so Modern Warfare has been making waves on the industry for both political and non-political reasons.
I don't care anymore, but I really don't.
Dude, here's the thing. I've been playing a fuckload of COD 4, right? Like Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare.
The original
Modern
one.
Warfare. Yeah, that came out in 2007. But I've been playing the remastered version, obviously, on that came out.
But this is the remake, right?
So I've been playing. Let me. I'll get to that in a sec. I've been playing Modern Warfare with a few other people, like Deagle, Cypher, stuff like that, on Xbox, and we've been loving it because it's back to the roots. And like, what I wanted to talk about was, I might make a video on this. Was the de-evolution of Call of Duty and how instead of everyone thinks it's evolving because of they're adding battle royale and all these different perks and skins and classes and stuff. I actually think it's going backwards, and the reason for it is because back in 2017, I guess you could say, or 2016 when Modern Warfare Remastered came out, or back in 2007 when COD 4 originally came out, you had 3 kill streaks. You had 3 kills for a UAV. You had 5 kills for an airstrike. You had 7 kills for a helicopter. That's it, right? It was more combat focused, boots to the ground. Whoever shoots first wins. Tactical. It's a lot slower paced. And I played both Black Ops 4 and Modern Warfare back to back for several hours each. And when I went to COD 4, I noticed I was like, dude, this is so much more not just realistic, but it's so much more skill based than Black Ops ever has been lately, like 1, 2, 3, and 4. Because in my gripe with Black Ops is that they have so many different perks, they have so many different kill streaks. It's like 60% of the kills that you get are with skill, with the other 40% are with kill streaks.
So yeah, it's unbalanced. It's not.
It's so severely unbalanced, and it takes away the skill of Call of Duty and the soul of where it originally came from. And so COD 4, I go on there, and we went on there, and we hadn't played this game in years. So we went on there and we were just wiping motherfuckers all across the floor, everywhere. Like we were going like positive KD ratios of like 3.00, 4.00, like 20 kills, 4 deaths, just massacring people. And we were trying to figure out why. Me, Deagle, and Cypher. And then we thought about it and we're like, dude, it's because obviously we're the older generation. So we have a little bit more skill, but it's also because these are the games that we came up on,
Yeah.
So we have
Halo's
naturally we have Halo, right? Halo's the same way, right? So we have
different mechanics, but same idea. It's just very simple. You have these things, and you have to do this, and it's mostly your skill that gets you the kill.
Yeah, so we have a natural born skill set for, for the first person shooter aspect, not the gadgets and shit like that. So we're just wiping people across the floor in every single game we're playing. And what it made me realize is like it gets me excited for this new Call of Duty because they watched several interviews and they're saying we're going back to that we looked at COD 4 and we said we want to make that again, but we want to make it better. So it's a complete reimagining. It's not the same campaign. It's a completely different campaign. It's just the same name. That's it. It's the only thing it's got similar, and the fact that it is Modern Warfare. So that's what they're doing, and it makes me excited. But at the same time, I'm fucking terrified because they, if you look at their pre-orders, they have 3 different editions. One gives you the night vision goggles, but another one gives you like 2,000 or 3,000 COD points. Now, the problem with COD points is that it's one of the currencies that Black Ops 4 has in their microtransactions that have been obviously plainly pay to win lately. So I'll give you a quick history. Not too long ago, maybe a couple months ago, they released a microtransaction that costed COD points that you buy with real money. That was an AK-47 that was severely overpowered. It was clearly gave anybody the edge to win. It was severely more significantly more powerful and more accurate than any other gun in the game. And they sold that for X amount of, I forgot how many COD points it was. Like $5 or some shit like that, right? So you can buy that gun for real money. Now, after a few weeks, of course, Activision backpedaled and like, oh, I'm sorry, we're gonna make a tweak and make it less powerful. So they left it up there for a few weeks, so people would just throw money at it, and get an advantage.
Right.
So there was a huge issue with that. Then that caused like a huge eruption in the community. People were leaving, going to play Apex and other things. And then they fixed that issue, fixed that glitch, right? So lately, just recently, Activision did the same thing. Treyarch did the same thing. They dropped another loot crate you could buy that gave you a sniper rifle that is, again, extremely overpowered that you can't get unless you pay real money. So people are pissed off and they're getting extremely aggravated with Call of Duty because they're monetizing. It's a pay-to-win structure at this point. It's a mobile game, And so the thing that scares me about the new Modern Warfare is that they, every time in every interview that I've watched, they've asked them, hey, let's talk about microtransactions. Are there going to be any? They have no comment, He says, oh, we don't have any comment at this time. We don't have any comment. That's at every single interview I've watched. And then you see in the pre-order, like I said, they have 2,000-3,000 COD points. That's concerning because it's like, are they going to screw up something that could really bounce that series back? Because I feel like most people left Call of Duty. There isn't a big player base anymore for Black Ops 4.
Right.
Because, for many different reasons, but it just doesn't hold your attention like it used to. Part of that is because of the gameplay. Part of it is because of the monetization. People are sick of it. So that's my main concern with it. I'm really excited, more excited for this Modern Warfare than I am for any other one. I'm just really hoping that they don't screw it up, but knowing Activision, knowing Treyarch, they're gonna do something. And that's where my main concern lies. They'll do it after launch,
Right.
They're gonna add that shit in after launch, after people buy it. So yeah, that's what I have on that.
So I mean, I played Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and I played Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I played Modern Warfare 3, and then Black Ops, and that's when I stopped. That I've kind of touched the new ones a little bit, but not so much.
Did you get Blops 4? I don't remember you playing Blops 4.
No. I mean,
I know you don't really care for Battle Royale.
I don't care. No, I did not get Black Ops 4. I don't care for any Battle Royale. I don't like Fortnite. I don't like PUBG. None of that stuff. It's not my thing. I really did enjoy Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2. I actually got all I think it was Modern Warfare 2 specifically that I got on Xbox 360, 1000 gamer. I got the whole thing.
Yeah.
I even did
I
that.
did that with COD 4.
Was that the one with the plane at the very end? You had to beat it in I don't even know. You had to have a ridiculous amount of time at the very end of that.
Modern Warfare 2?
Yeah, I think you had to beat that plane level and rescue the hostage in 12 seconds.
Oh, yeah, that was after the credits, I think, or something.
Yeah, that. So that was I actually got good enough to do that in that time limit and stuff like that. I mean, if this one, like you said, it's cool that it's gonna go back to the original way. That kind of intrigues me to go pick it up because I like the original. I liked Halo. I like Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo Reach. Those are my favorite games to play. Even Halo 4 to an extent. But that's where I think they started to go too much like the Call of Duty with all these perks and all these. You have these suit abilities, and you had some of that in Reach, but they were more balanced. And honestly, Armor Lock was the most useless one because you would just
Yeah.
armor lock and then they would just go behind you and kill you. So it's
Yep.
you know.
So I mean, that's my concern because I don't know. I just don't want them to screw it up. And the trend right now that's going on is that these companies are releasing games, claiming there's no microtransactions or just not saying anything at all, and then sliding stuff in like that afterwards. Bethesda
Right.
did that with Wolfenstein Youngblood. They did it with Fallout 76. Activision did it with. They just did it with Crash Bandicoot.
It's Activision.
They just did it with Crash Team Racing.
Right. I mean, they're not answering because there are gonna be microtransactions in Call of Duty, this new one. Whether or not they're gonna just be cosmetic related, or if they're gonna end up adding in you can buy weapons early. You can buy early. You can buy access to get the weapon now instead of earning it through your experience points, or you can buy these scopes that give you the advantage. And in that case, that's pay to win. And pay to win is just so I hate it. I hate it.
Anything
so
that
much.
you pay for the extra money for on top of the base game that gives you an advantage over other players is pay to win.
Right.
So, and that's what they're doing, and it's annoying.
Last
So
of Us actually did that when it came out, but it didn't get any flack for it at the time.
Yeah,
but maybe.
Well, they did. It did from us. You, me, Bob, everyone who's playing it. We all quit playing it because everyone was paying for that Desert Eagle.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Deagle.
getting an advantage. The Deagle. Yeah.
It didn't start off that way, but then it turned that way, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
Because that game was so fun to play, and then you realized. Oh, so in this post-apocalyptic world where people are trying to survive, there's a mysterious vendor that they can pay real money to and get a desert
What are
eagle.
you buying?
Yeah, exactly.
What are you selling?
I think that's the only way that I think Capcom could get away with microtransactions if it was that guy.
That guy.
He's just like, what are you buying?
What are you buying?
He's got
He opens
eye
up his coat. What are you buying?
Yeah, exactly. If it, but
No. Yeah, but that's pretty much wild. But Rich, you've been playing Fire Emblem. How do you like it?
I haven't gotten too far in it yet, but I mean, so far it's really, really good. It's a really, really fun game. I mean, it's tactics based. It's not real time combat. I wonder if they'll ever do real time combat in Fire Emblem, because now they gave you like an open world to explore, like a hub area, whereas I mean, I don't know if they did it in previous ones, but if they have, then it's still been very rare because Fire Emblem's always just been like a top-down isometric game, and you go from battle to battle, and there's like little cutscenes with the characters, and like text boxes pop up and stuff. But this one's fully voice acted. So that's awesome. Like everyone is voice acted. Like even like the guy at the door who's like, he's just watching the door. He's like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
It's awesome. And then
Does he say? Welcome to the Golden Key.
yeah. Oh my God. Welcome to the. I'm gonna put that in there now. Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, it's really cool. I like the hub world and stuff. Exploring it. You could probably play the game 3 times. I don't know how different it's gonna be, but you choose. One of the houses, you become like happens right at the beginning of the game. You become a professor, and you have to choose which one of the houses you're going to teach. And it's basically like this is essentially an anime, like because there's like this whole cast of characters, and they all have anime tropes and stuff to them, But you have to pick one, and then you have to teach them, and there's like a mock battle and stuff and everything like that. And then you obviously get into the real battles, and if you play hardcore, these you can lose these kids, like they die, and they're dead.
That's it. Permadeath.
You can you can play classic mode, which is the permadeath. They're gone forever. And then there's one where they.
Is that how you're playing, Rich? Rich?
That is how I'm playing. That's the classic Fire Emblem. I've played a lot of Fire Emblem games, but I have not played all of them. Not as many as like Final Fantasy games I've played.
Hey, Rich doesn't want to make you get a Switch Lite.
No.
Yeah.
Switch Lite is
the Switch Lite was announced.
The Switch Lite is for people who don't yet have a Switch and don't care to play it on their house or play it on their house, on their home TV. That's it. That's all it's for. It's a cheaper Switch. It gets you the same experience, but only on the go. It's fine for that. Other than that, I have nothing to say about it.
Yeah, I'm not the audience for it. I'm sure it'll find its audience. Nintendo knows what it's doing. So
Nintendo obviously, they wouldn't release it because. Some people are going to buy.
They made a 2DS and people bought that thing.
Some people are going to buy a second Switch, and that way they leave one at home, and they take that one with them on the go at all times. They just pop the SD cards. They just swap them.
I don't know how the accounts work, if that'll let them do that. But is there any games that you're looking forward to coming out?
Astral Chain on the Switch.
Yeah.
I want to play Astral Chain. I mean, there's a lot of games that are coming out. We could talk about this really quick. I mean, why not just make this an hour?
Fuck it.
Screw it. It's a podcast
about
gaming. Who cares? But Shadowkeep. We're going to talk about Destiny. Cross Save is coming out on the 21st, and Destiny is coming to Steam on the 20th of this month. So
that was on Epic Games, right? Was that on Epic Games Store?
Yeah. But now it's switching. So Destiny is gonna officially be available on Steam on the 20th. However, New Light, which is the free-to-play Destiny, which is all of Year 1 of Destiny, won't be available until October 1st. So you can
because I know they released it free on Epic Games.
They released
I'll see if I claimed mine.
If you own it on Epic Games, I believe they're allowing you to. I don't know if they're giving you the Steam version of it or not. I hope that's the case. But
did you say it was crossplay?
It's cross-save. But it's unlimited cross save, so you can play on PS4 and then switch and then go back if you want to and update. But the thing is, you have to buy the content on each platform individually still, which I'm waiting for cross buy to mix with cross save. That way you just buy one code and it's good for all three however many platforms it's released on.
Yeah, because I have it on PS4 and Xbox, but I want to play Shadowkeep, but I'm not going to buy it on PC just to play Shadowkeep.
Well, no, so you don't have to buy it, because in October, they're releasing Destiny New Light. And Destiny New Light is the free version of Destiny. It's the free-to-play. It's all
But there's going to be something that doesn't have than the paid version does, though. There's going to be some disadvantages, I think.
Well, no. So Destiny New Light is going to be everything up to Forsaken. So you won't have any Forsaken content. But you can buy Shadowkeep individually. They're treating it like a la carte. So you could still play Shadowkeep, and you can import your Destiny character, your favorite one from PS4 or from Xbox, and have all of that stuff on Destiny, and then just get all the Shadowkeep stuff. And if you're like, oh, down the line, I kind of want to buy Forsaken and it's on sale for $10 or something, then you can add it in then, and then you can get all the Forsaken content if you want. But you don't need, and you can still go at all the locations, you just can't do the specific missions and stuff until you buy it. And like exotics won't be available, and like the raid in Forsaken won't be available until you buy it. But you can go to the locations and stuff. So it's still worth it, because you'll be caught up, you'll be able to do the newest stuff with us. And
wait, it wasn't an Epic Game Store for free. What was it on? What store was it on?
I think it was
so
on
many fucking launchers. I don't remember.
It's on Blizzard. It's on Blizzard, and I think I think Humble Bundle gave it away for free, or like for $5 once, and then I think Blizzard gave it away for free. I don't know if they gave it away for free or not.
I think I claimed it on Blizzard. What the hell's Blizzard thing's called? Is it not Battle.net, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Battle State Games? No, Battle.net. Yeah, there we go. Cool. I'm gonna see if I have it for free. If I do, I'll hop into there. Because I have some saves.
I'm going to see if, I'll be interested to see if we can redeem Destiny on Steam with the Blizzard version, if we own it. I think they said something about that if you own it on Blizzard, because it's not going to be on Blizzard anymore. It's being taken off. So they don't want to piss off their fan base who owns all that stuff already on PC.
Who's already pissed off.
Yeah, who's already. So, I think they're going to have to give it, let you transfer what you already have. I wish they were letting me do it on my PS4 one, because, I have all the Forsaken and stuff. I'm going to probably have to buy all that again. But then I'm not going to
buy it again.
They're probably going to bundle Shadowkeep and Forsaken for hopefully a decent price.
We'll see. If I don't get to play it, I'm not worried about it. You know how I feel about Destiny.
Yeah,
But there's a game I'm looking. I've got mine on. It comes out in September, I think the 10th. But it's going to be a quiet release because it's being overshadowed by all the the Tyrannosaurus Rexes of the video game world, like Call of Duty and whatnot. But there's a game called Greedfall. Have you heard of it? It's an RPG.
Nope. Ooh,
it's made by your. The only problem is I was like, oh, this looks cool, and I saw some gameplay, and I was like, oh, this looks pretty sweet.
No,
but
it's not being made by the same people who made like the Technomancer and Bound by Blood.
Yes, it is. Yeah. So here's the wait. Let me go back. Let me go back. Wait. So I was looking at it. And I was like, oh, this is cool. What is this? Greedfall. And I was watching some gameplay on it, and then I saw it was being developed by Spiders, who made Technomancer and who made Bound by Flame, and we played both of those games. I beat Bound by Flame because there was nothing else to play, and then Technomancer I gave up on in the first hour because I was like, this is awful. So we'll see. Hopefully that's good. It's a really cool concept, the way they do the character customization. A lot of really cool talk. The gameplay looks solid, but we'll see. Hopefully they made enough from those games to fund something a little bit better.
Does gameplay actually look solid? Is it $40 or is it $60?
I don't know. That's the main.
If it's $40, you know it's bad.
I don't know. We'll see.
From them, you know it's bad. If it's because $40 games can be good if it's like Hellblade.
It's I don't know. We'll see. The other thing is that they haven't released. They're very tight-lipped on it, and it comes out in a month, so they're not letting anybody
It doesn't make any sense.
Or make any gameplay. So it's just no. It looks cool, but I feel it's $49.99, Rich. Yeah.
$49.99.
Yeah. They bumped it up $10.
Yeah. That tells me right there that they already don't think their game is worth full admission.
I don't know. We'll see. I like smaller development companies more than these AAA developers now. So hopefully it doesn't suck. Hopefully they've learned their mistakes from the first two. Third time's a charm, right? We'll see.
Maybe.
It looks like their most promising title yet. And it looks like they fixed a lot of issues from Technomancer and things that people had. So we'll see. But
we'll see. We'll see.
Yep. But other than that, I don't have anything else. Rich, you got anything else?
Nope.
Any news?
That's it.
Cool. Sign us out then.
All right. Thanks, guys, for checking out Talk Gaming. Tell everyone in the world about it.
Everyone in the world. Share the video. Leave us a comment. What's your most anticipated game? Leave us your feedback. Give us some emotes, whatever you want to do.
Emotes.
But we take a bow, and we're backing out. Yep.
All right. See you guys
We'll see you guys next time.
Yeah.
Welcome to Golden Key.
Ha!